new, but however you think is best.
Alright, sounds good. So, I checked your runes, they're fine. I personally like going double adaptive on Lillia, because I feel like the attack speed's whatever is pretty negligible.
Okay.
And I also like HP because I always full clear, and she doesn't lose that much HP if you're using your smite properly. We'll see how you're using your smites and stuff. I also like Last Stand this game because they have like a lot of melee bruisers to dive you. Kugras is nice into like their backline, but in general, like to the champs you're playing against, you're probably gonna be, like healing off them like kiting. So I feel like Last Stand's a bit better this game, but again, doesn't matter. Runes are all, like are fine. They're all fine, right? Like these are interchangeable. You can double adapt with HP. Last Stand, rest is fine, right? So let's see what you do this game. Enemy
Yeah,
junglers.
I think one of my worst things, honestly, is I tend to just find what the normal build is for like my jungle matchup, and then make like a couple alterations on what I think would help me in the lane.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't have like a in-depth understand. Like when I watch your stream, right, and you're building a room page, like you never look anything up, you know exactly how everything works. I don't have that like understanding, of like, oh, this keystone is better than, well, keystones are a bit different, they're more general, but the specific build, it's like, I don't know, it's a lot more technical than I think.
Yeah, it really comes down like your champs, their champs. Like also like when the game starts, like you have to determine like what smite you're going. Champs like Lily don't really go red because like your passive is basically red, and then your E's is slow, and you maybe go rallies, etc. So it's typically like between blue and green, and then there's like other factors like is enemy team all squishy, and go Dark Harvest against Conquer or whatever, right? So it really comes
So I
down to
thought I
like
would
go ahead.
go ahead. I thought that going blue here. So okay, so I was really torn this game between blue and green because green would for sure help me on like sustaining these fights, but especially like with Singed, I thought since I'm going to be fighting a lot in jungle, um, that blue would be better because it's a little bit less sustained. But as you'll see, I'm not terrible at like dodging abilities, so I prefer the movement speed, especially like mid to late game when she really starts. You know,
Yeah,
I can usually outrun, even with Ghost, I can usually outrun a Singed mid to late game
yeah. I personally go
with
blue
my
this game
passive.
as well. I think blue's definitely
Okay.
better.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
I'm just trying to like tell you that like every game, it's not like autopilot, right? You should be thinking before the game starts, like what is my best setup as far as runes, builds, and my smite enchantment go, whatever.
Okay.
So I'm not the biggest fan of blue start. I think I know like this is low elo. Most generally start bot side. I think if you're not going to invade early games, just three camp reset on champs. AP junglers have a very broken item called Dark Seal, right? I'm sure you know what Dark Seal is.
Yep.
And us AD junglers, like I love AD junglers, but the issue is we don't have snowball items like you guys do. Dark Seal should be purchased every single game. If you're not gonna invade the Jax, which I mean this game, your top should have no prio, your mid should have no prio. It's kind of hard to just like clear towards bottom unless there's a play bottom. So I just start Raptors, Red Krogs, reset, and then go top side, and then get my Dark
Interesting.
Seal. So that
Okay.
is one
I
option I can
never
use
think
against.
about that. I should. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
like
sure. I think my most autopilot part of my game is the very early game.
right.
I think I get so worried of losing the game early that I'm just like, you know what? It's I say it's bronze like I'm any better, but it's bronze. I mean, I've seen Darius's that are like 20-0 throw the game. So it's so like, it's so coin flip in this elo that I always figure that just a full clear sets me up best, but you know,
Mhm.
I definitely I've never thought about ever building a dark seal on an AP jungler,
That's
and I
very
usually
important.
play AP junglers.
All right, let's talk about your clear because your biggest issue is going to be your clearing, your camera management, your pressing tab to see your teammates' items, their summoner spells remind me of like if your Ariana has like ignite, which you should never have, right? But either way, you should always have the most information possible at your disposal. But yeah, I said Dark Seal, so I
Okay.
and go back to that, but yeah, Dark Seal's good. Either way, I feel like you should be cutting this blue buff a lot more. I feel like you're taking way too many hits. And I don't
Okay.
know if you know the outer part of your Q does true damage, and you're not hitting that part.
Yeah, I butchered this clear. I had something going on off mic. I said this was my best game recently, but there were a couple errors
All
like
right.
that. I had some stuff going on off mic, so
Like
yeah,
I
that
want to
was
see you smite this Gromp when it's in like Q2 or Q1 range, hitting both camps, and like the tick from your passive plus the tick from this will kill. Does that make sense? Like I want you to clear to the best of your ability with what you have, right? So here you auto like I guess two more times. And then here you'd walk here, smite this, Q, both of them together. And you have the extra Q damage ticking on this with the extra blue smite. You know,
Okay.
the burn or whatever. And you would have saved like 2 autos here and like an extra Q worth of DPS to hit it with for 4 seconds. That makes sense?
Yeah, so you smite when you're even when you have leash. I've always thought it's like a rule of thumb when you get a leash, like you do not snipe until you get to the other side of jungle if you have to. But you would have
No.
smited Gromp there even though you had a leash top. Okay.
Yeah, especially when you're playing Lillia on single target camps, they do a lot more damage because AoE camps will heal you
Yeah.
for more, right? So
Yeah.
I typically do smite Gromp and this. If I'm doing like a red side clear and have smite for these 3 camps, I'm gonna smite red compared to Krugs or Raptors because
Yeah.
you know this is more invadable. This is not invadable ever because really destroys Raptors and you heal a lot more. So same with this. But either way, you need to work on your clear. I think you should go to like practice tool, watch Lillia clears, and see how people do it. Because I mean, you should not be this slow in your first clear. You should be able to like hit both your Qs, like to hit the Gromp and the blue. If you ever start blue side like this, and yeah, so we'll see. Like obviously, you need to also like walking here. Like why would you Q there? You can also Q here, right? So like you see my mouse, like you can Q from here to here. You don't have to like walk here to Q like this. You see this?
Yeah, I think I was worried about. I actually ended up fucking it up here because I hit the big wolf with the inside of my Q. Either way, but the reason I don't Q as soon as I get there is because I'm worried that I will. If I hit the far small wolf with the outside of my Q, I'm gonna end up hitting the close one with the inside of my Q. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
So I almost try to line it up better, but it takes a lot more time.
you're overthinking it, right? Because while you're
Yeah.
killing the big one, you're just gonna kill all of them because you have so much AoE, and if your W hits all of them, they're gonna die through the burn anyways. Like your W hits for like 250 at this point. Like I don't think you know your W damage. Like let's see your next W, how much damage it does to all of them. Like you missed it on this one if you hit in the center. Like they literally got 1 shot.
Yeah.
So I really only care when you're doing goals that you hit the big one. Like I don't really
Okay.
care if you hit all 3. Either
Right,
way,
right, okay.
you're also standing still. You're not like kiting. You're not like dodging auto attacks or like delaying their auto attacks. Like you need to be moving while doing this. I don't know if you're like looking at the map or like you said you were busy this game, so I can't really say it's a VOD review, right? But you should always look for the possibility of a 3 camp gank on a champ like Lillia when you're traversing, because again, enemy jungler should be top side and your bot side can never be contested here, right? So this is the one part that's good in these low games where you start cross map from enemy jungler. If they're not smart and doing what you could do here, like crossing mid lane, you'd be getting a huge advantage because you can get the gank off mid, and your bot side camps are not like they can't be taken because he's going from bot to top, whereas going from top to bot and he's like cross map from your red side. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I think well, what I was doing in this moment when I was killing wolves is checking the map, which is why like I just wasn't moving. But I think arguably my worst habit that I still have in game is I manually, I know it sounds shitty, but it's hard to get over for me. I manually click on parts of the map instead of F keying. So it takes me like it's my worst habit still. It takes me forever to get to click on the map and then space back to myself and then click on the map instead of just using F keys.
I mean, you just left click and press space. It's hard for you. If it is, then
It's not that it's, huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
It's not that it's like, it's not that it's hard for me. It's that oftentimes it takes a little bit longer for me to get exactly what's going on in a lane. On, like if I should rotate to that lane, if it's worth ganking it, or if it's worth continuing my clear. So oftentimes I'll be hovering like a lane a little too long. Versus
Right.
like, for example, when I watch your stream, you click on the lane, or you F key to whatever teammate, and you only have to look at it for 1 second to know if it's something to rotate for or not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So if you have an issue with that, like
little things
just
here
try to do it when you're like walking camp to camp. Like here, you'd be walking towards your from wolves to raptors. Have a big window of time from this to here, right? So you can look a bit more, like a bit longer.
right.
But either way, you're not utilizing your patience bar at all. I feel like you should be like pulling your camps a lot more before they die. Like right now, you should be like walking here. This dies into like your next Q. You should also have 2 points Q here, because like say you're like standing still. This should
I
like
got
the
you.
patience bar is maximum. It's dying. You literally pull it to like 5. Like I clear my camps. I'm so comfortable clearing them at such a low patience bar that like I save so many extra seconds on my entire clear every single time I clear that it all accumulates, right? So. Like here you could skip this and just auto Q or like Q and hit both of them. You don't have to even auto this. It's gonna you still have time, right? There's still a window. Also, you should never go E if you're in a full clear. 2 points Q's a lot better.
Okay.
But either way. That's like most of the early game. Again, I can't say camera management. Like, there isn't really much volatility with Lillia. There is one path you can do that I like as well. Let's say you're on blue side, enemy jungler's red. You can do your red Krugs Raptors if you want to like go for this battle. Let's say you have a prio mid matchup. Example, Tristana, Kassadin, Lucian into any mage, whatever. I mean, those champs aren't very meta right now, but I'm trying to say like you have prio mid, you know, before the game starts.
Right.
You can go Raptors, just hover mid with your passive stacks, throw a Q, and fight the Raptors. Why? You have prio mid and you have 5 Q stacks. Or sorry, your passive stacks, right?
Right.
I don't know how many stacks she has. 5 stacks? I don't know how many stacks she gets.
I think it's just 4 stacks.
4 stacks. Or it is her Q stacks.
Yeah,
I was passive. But yeah, passive is a burn. Okay. So you could like fight their Raptors with like a ward or whatever, depending on how weak their champs are. Because you're in this elo, the enemy jungler's gonna start bot side like you, right? So you can like take advantage, and like if you have top prio as well, should you do this game, you could have maybe done that route early, etc. You don't know, like Orianna shouldn't get problem in this lane matchup, or like maybe on wave 4 whatever it bounces back, but that's more of like a wave 3 thing after Raptors. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm saying like go ahead.
Is Lillia, do you whenever you play Lillia, do you ever invade? Every time I've ever tried, even in matchups I know I win, I feel like without like level 3 or 4, she can't like build up her damage and movement speed enough in the early game.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
The only time I ever invade is the level 1 or level 3 I just told you.
Okay.
Or after a full clear and you're doing like level 3 yanked or something, and you know they can't be there. There's like the 3 windows. So level 1 Raptor invade, level 3 after your red side full clear into mid push into enemy Raptors, or just full clear and invade if the enemy jungler ganked early or whatever, right? Besides that, no, you never invade on Lillia.
Okay.
Very good scaling champ, very weak early game. But if you have an advantage, like I don't know, they're like playing Shyvana jungler or Zac, you can like fight the Raptors level 1 or whatever if you want to. Either we got our full clear off here, and so we do with our wave. So we do the crab. We should know Jax's top side.
Yep.
Now we held our pot, which is good. We're about to see Jack's top lane, and he has 24 CS. He's going to press Ghost.
So this should have been instantly going top.
100%. Like
yeah, and I definitely realized that. Yeah.
You have water walking. You have your fully Q stacked, or you just Q the crab once, and then you run top, and like look at their health bars. You have no spells.
Yeah.
Use everything on your teammate. You have flash advantage. Like you should be there instantly.
Yeah.
And this is low elo. Jax might even like walk into you for crab, right? Like he might even die here, which I guess he does. Yeah, you play this really slow, which I mean.
Yeah, I turned around way too late. I should have just W'd immediately so I could get my movement speed and chase
I think
him.
you just walk into him, literally. Like, you just walk into him. You just hover his stun. You want him to stun you, no?
I got you. Right,
like,
right.
If he stuns you and Qs this, you just, after your stun, just run at him or Q this and like you can still catch up to him. You saw flash anyways, right? So I feel like you can never outrun him. Or he can never outrun you, sorry, because you have water walking as well, and he doesn't, right? So it's a good way to kill here. Garen should not do this, but I mean, we can't really control our teammates' decisions.
Well, and honestly, I kept canceling this guy's back because I kept trying to, I don't know, I thought I pinged here, but I kept trying to set up a dive, but the Garen he wasn't moving up. So
I mean, this is
because I saw that he was like trying to crash wave, but either way, missed opportunity. Who cares?
So typically at this point, you should have already reset. Like this is just. You've already gotten so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything else. Like, your camps are respawning. You're already overstayed. After getting the skill, you should just reset. You spend your 1,300 gold, I don't know, be either by your Dark Seal Ludens, or not Ludens, Lucidity, or whatever. I don't really know what items you buy, we'll see. But you don't have to go for this. This is, like, so unnecessary.
Okay.
It's just, like, if Garen had a wave... Because Garen's wave is really bad here. Like, you look how big this wave is. He has to push 2. There's another one coming, right? So, like, go for plays that don't rely on your teammates. Just get your reset off. Get your 14 gold spent. You're very strong. And now you run to your level 4 gromp with this much gold. Take infinite time to reset. So, it's, like, a very bad... It's not bad. I mean, it's not, like, game losing, but it's, like, not worth.
Okay, so... quick question. So, let's say I didn't waste time by hovering top there right after I killed Jax. If I came straight down,
Right.
in my mind, I would think the better decision, because I know Jax is dead, so it's gonna take him a minute to get back to bot, which I knew he was gonna run to because he started there, right? I feel like because drag is up, it would be better to go straight from killing Jax to clear my top side than it would be to reset and then have to clear top at some point. Because if I clear top before I reset, I go straight to dragon with all my gold spent. You see what I'm saying?
You're saying you want to play for the first dragon?
Well, I right after I kill Jax, come straight down and clear my blue. So I can reset after clearing my blue instead of clearing my blue after reset. So I have all my gold spent, my top side is cleared, and I can go make a play bot. Either mid, dragon, or bot at that point. Because I suspect it'll be pretty quiet up top. Nothing really happens between them unless Jax is up there.
Yeah, so you reset earlier, and then you can path towards dragon earlier.
Okay, but you still think reset before clearing blue again?
Oh, 100. You never do this camp. Like, it takes so long. Like, look how long this camp took. Do you know how long? You started at 4:57. It took you 15 seconds to clear this with smite.
Yeah.
Like, that is insane. So much tempo lost. And now assuming you're going to invade, which is, again, it's a good idea that you're making these plays. It's just bad timer. Jax has gold on you. He's level 4, sure. Well, actually, not invading. I don't know what this is. So now you're trying to gank with no items at 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Not really accomplishing anything. You've overstayed 100%. So long. Like, literally, if you do not know what to do on your second rotation, just reset and just full clear. If you do not know what to do, that's the best play. But when you're ahead in a game like this is what I would do if I'm you on Lillia. I reset, I do Gromp. If I'm level 5, I invade his Raptors. If I'm not, I do Wolves level 5, and then I invade his Raptors. So this would be your path out of base. And then you can fight this because you're ahead, right?
Right.
If you're losing, then it's just... And then you just clear. Simple. Like, there's no alternative. Unless there's a gank here out of base, right? Let's say at level 5, it's either this, or this. Or, like, this mid lane as well. Like, there aren't many options. It really comes down to your level. Like, early level 5 is good, but, like, the problem is getting for level 5 to 6 is very slow unless you're going to get a kill or assist. Because you have so much golden XP compared to camps, right? So... Right. Problem is you don't have to, you have not spent your gold, so you're very weak on the map right now, even though you're very strong. You're way stronger than Jax. He's level 4. He has 1,400 gold spent. You have 400 gold spent with a pot, right?
Yeah, so he's actually, even though I got the kill on him, he's actually essentially caught back up to me now. Yeah, and as far as tempo goes, once he clears his Krugs, he'll be ahead of you. Okay. So now we're out. I think I'm. Yeah. Go ahead, sir. I think I'm obsessed with getting as big of a back as possible that I end up wasting time by hovering, thinking that I can do something else to make more money and, and come back onto the map with more items instead of, taking more resets. I used to only play mid when I first started playing the game. And I always watched like Chovy VODs and stuff, and he would stay in lane as long as possible, and I feel like that got ingrained in my head, but it's definitely important to not do that. So gotcha. Well, the problem here is I'm seeing enemy bot lane 20% HP and a pink war in the try, and this is a bronze silver game, right? So I'm wondering why you're not going bottom when this is a way more volatile lane. I understand your blue buff spawning, but there's a thing you're understanding. Their blue buff is also spawning. You don't have to always play for your blue. You're ahead of Jax. Right. The crab is also spawning. The dragon's up. It's only neutral on the map. Like, you don't always have to default play for this when you can play for this, right? And then this is a volatile play. Again, I'm trying to flame you. This is a silver game. They're gonna, if this is warded, they're still gonna die. You're fed. Look how aggressive they're playing, even though it's a slow push into them. Look how they're playing. Yep. Like, this is Krugs, stack, walk into river, proc water walking, 2 kills. Look at this. 100%. They're just dead. So I feel like, yeah, you want to clear your camps, you're level 5, but there's a better camp you can clear that leads you to action and the importance of that spawning while Jax is top, right? So yeah. The problem with this path also is, let's say there was no action bottom, no action bot. Right, and let's say you were losing jungle and Jax was they had a Talon that's early level 6 at 6 minutes, he's smurfing whatever. Why don't you just do this instead? Because then your blue buff spawns after your full clear. Yeah, because your blue you're starting wolves into raptors, whereas your blue buff won't be up or you're gonna be away from it.
Whereas this, your blue buff spawns when it's done, right? You have to like time your camp timers when they're dead. So it doesn't make sense to start wolves here. It's like the wrong camp, and as far as the map goes, and as far as your pathing for your first buff goes, it's very odd.
Okay.
Either way, we decide to farm here. Enemy bot lane's chilling on 1 HP. I don't think we have panned our camera here, which is fine. Again, if you're automatic, like autopilot on the phone, whatever, busy, it's fine. But you should be looking at the volatility you had bot lane at a base. And now we do crab, and this should give you very close to 6 or even 6. I think I might actually, yeah, you're 1 cap off. And I should know, Jack should be on his blue, which I think you do know, so you actually do check, which is good.
And there I should have for sure hit him with my Q. I think I just have such a natural fear of Jax. I don't know what it is. I feel like no matter what he does, he always wins. So I end up playing passive against him, even if it's a winning matchup.
So the good thing here is like his blue is up and he can be on it. I like that. The bad news is you don't hit the scryer, so when he walks in the brush, you don't actually have vision of him because you'll have vision. He'll be spotted by this, and when he walks in, you still have true vision of him. The other bad news is you don't know what your execute spell is, and you also don't know your limits. Because right here, if you hit the blue buff smite, you're level 6, right?
Right.
You heal.
Yeah,
if he focuses you and gets off the blue buff, you will heal and be level 6 anyways, and you'll be able to stack your conquer while he's hitting you because you like use your E, auto Q, whatever. Yeah, unless he presses E on you, which you use on the buff already most likely. So, what is your highest execute ability?
W.
At this point in the game, yes, it's W, right? If you hit the center of it. So watch this play. Tell me in what universe Jax can get this blue buff, because his bot lane isn't moving yet.
Say that one more time.
In what universe can Jax ever outsmite you here?
Yeah, exactly. Because I can literally just run him away.
You really just press W smite here, and you get the. He can't ever get this. His auto Q, his auto W would never get this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going back and forth with him like I can't. Yeah, and he ends up taking it anyway. I'm going back and forth with him like I couldn't beat him in the fight as it is.
No, you're very afraid, and I'm not really sure why. Because once his spells are down, like, look at this. Look what you did to him. You'd be level 6 here, too. You didn't have to use ult to kill him. Now you hit level 6, and they're chasing you, and they're very low. And I'm not even kidding. If you actually killed both people here. Yeah. Do you not see this?
Yeah. 100%.
I'm going to pause right here. 12 Conqueror stacks. You have a pot. They're both low HP. He just uses spells. They have no sums. Flash Q, R, double kill. Do you not see it?
100%.
So, it's not like even hindsight. I see this. I have 12 stacks of Conquer. I'm flash shooting. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. And here I assume you run. Now you flash.
Yeah, this is
And now it's a 1v3. And you almost get the kill, but it's like it's all about pulling the trigger.
I could have killed all 3 there.
Yeah, if you just pull the trigger faster, like what happens? You probably kill all 3. You're right, because you have Conqueror stacks. She has no passive stacks. You just have to kill these 2 people faster before giving them free damage, right?
And both of them have thrown their CC. Actually, all 3 missed their CC on me.
Yeah, it was just flash Q, hit all of them, and you get your W up, and then I mean, Aurelia maybe kills you most likely if you don't dodge the R, but yeah, you see different angles you can like go for. So,
I feel like I play so much worse when I watch myself play than when I do actually watch it, like playing in games.
As long as you're identifying it, that's like the most important thing, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've been watching you for probably like a year and a half now, and I shit you not, this sounds like troll, but this is genuinely what it was. I've been watching the recent saga with JMO, and when I saw like the final game where you actually played against him and he was on Shyvana, I literally thought, I was like, oh, okay, if he can get a B game in Grandmaster, I think I can at least play a little bit better than Bronze, but apparently not.
I mean, everyone plays differently. Like some people in lower elos are better than other people in other higher elos. Like I've seen gold players in like that plays that in Korea that are better like master players in NA. It's just that they lack the other fundamentals in other areas. It really comes down to like what areas are your strengths versus your weaknesses and how you incorporate that into your own gameplay, right? So there's probably stuff you're better than JMO at, right? But there's other stuff he's probably better than you at. Like it really comes down to that. So anyways, let me see this dragon, sorry.
Yep.
You have Prio mid, which is good. You have a push bot, I guess. So I
Yeah, and I
typically
was spamming like a madman here to get assistance, but never came.
so my question is like, what is making you want to do dragon so early? Because you have your entire jungle up, right? You should be playing for
Mm-hmm.
Rift always because Rift does less damage to you, and
Mm-hmm.
it's dependent on less people because their bot lane has an extra person in lane, right? So typically it's 3v3 top side in Lillia because enemy support will never
So
roam.
So the reason I went dragon here is because I couldn't see I could see that Xerath walked off, like I could see both of them were backing up, and I knew that bot lane had prio here, so I was expecting them to rotate. I also knew that Singed had prio in top lane, and I knew that Jax wasn't in bot lane unless he was on wolves because of the vision we had. So my thought was I know my camps are up, but I didn't suspect that Jax would try to invade my blue unless I got drag, in which I could just go straight through mid to top
Are you a
and
team
fight him.
player or selfish player? You average 10 kills per game. Do you know how to carry games?
Um, for my elo, probably for the first 15 minutes, I think I throw late game. I usually like ego some team fight in and
Okay.
throw a 50
Well, the
second
way
kill
I
time.
would play this situation out is I just clear until I'm level 7, play for Rift Herald. Why? Because Rift gives you the most gold next in the game, and this elo they'll never play for Rift anyways. I mean, it's not like an elo thing, it's
Yeah.
just like a... You're playing carry jungle, you're not playing Nunu, Ivern, you're not playing Warwick, Vi. You want to get ahead on a champ like Lillia. You literally dumpster their entire
Yeah.
team. Why not get
Yeah.
yourself ahead? This is a team play. This dragon is... If this is a mountain, sure, this is a fucking cloud. It's fine, it's not bad, but I would rather play for the Rift Herald. I'd rather clear my camps at level 7. I don't think Jackson level 7 because you're so ahead. He's at least 0-3, right? He never hit level 7 before you.
Yeah.
Just clear your camps. Have them being like recycled while you're doing the neutral. Like you don't do Rift Herald in 2 seconds. You do like 20-30 seconds, right? So in that 20-30 seconds, your camps are respawning. You can make a play before that and then reset and your camps will be back up. Rather than forcing this dragon. It's like, sure, if Jackson wants to play the Rift Herald or the dragon, it's fine. He loses his entire top side. Maybe I can gank top and like after farming my top side and grab the Rift. So like, it's just first dragon. Like it's not a big deal. Like you have to learn to trade.
Yeah. Yeah, and you said before too. I remember you saying before that when playing like carry jungles, oftentimes like even the first 2 dragons don't typically matter.
Mm-hmm. Surprisingly enough, he actually does end up doing the Rift, but
Yeah.
that's because his top laner, I guess, has prio, so he decides to do it. But end of the day, like, you don't have to start this dragon. None of your camps are being recycled except your red, and now you're just like wasting time. Like,
Yeah.
Crab is spawning, your blue buff is up. You're not even starting his camps, you're just walking into Jinx W. Like, do something. Get golden XP. Stop running at them. Like, they're at their tier 2. Kate has a push bot. Take this. Take this. Take this. I don't know, start a camp. You have your Senna's hovering you. You're going to heal off the camps anyways. Irelia can't move. She has no prio mid. Like, farm. Right? You took too long. You're on vision now. Now they all see you. So a lot of time wasted. I think you should be afraid here, to be honest.
I'm just focused on egoing fights. Yeah, I agree.
Like, you have Smite for the camp as well coming up, so, like, it's just a lot of wasted time. Jack's got the Rift Herald, and now he's taking your top side. And what are you doing?
Yeah.
Running around back and forth. This guy just, he flashes away. Okay, here I mean.
Yeah, it's literally waste.
It's a big ult.
This shit sucked too. No, it was a big ult, but it's too late.
Do you see,
like
like,
you said, like, it
how
shouldn't
much
even be there
time
anyway.
you're wasting? Like, you could do the
sure.
Gromp here, heal off that, then do the Wolves, smite one of them that is, like, getting contested. Like, this is the problem here. Jack's got the Rift, and he's so behind, and you're, like, playing for your team and not yourself. Just get yourself ahead. Farm their camps. 2 camps off level 7. You have your smite, you can secure it and heal off of it. While Kate denies golden XP gets plates. Like, you're just not playing for yourself.
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch.
Again, it's a good mindset to, like, yeah, Jax is getting Rift Herald, so I should take his bot side camps. But you should also, like, ping your bot top side camps, because Singe uses Prow to help his jungler get the Rift Herald, and you have mid and top Prow right now. Can Garen move? Maybe, maybe not. Can Orianna move? For sure she can move. How can this guy use his Q and E? Like, he can easily die here with his spells down, right? He might not die in the South Bar, but, like a bit earlier maybe, because he got the Rift Herald as well, so... You need to, like... Yeah, they're all gangbanging you, like 3v1 all game, but you could also, like, tell your teammates, ping, like, Jack's taking my top side, most likely. So, yeah, we'll skip forward a bit. I think that's on most of the early game I want to look at. Here you didn't even use your Q to stack on this for some reason. Kind of odd. And then now we're just chasing. Again, like the way you play Lillia is, I don't even recommend Lillia for early level first of all, right? You should be playing champs like level 3 champs and just to learn jungle, because again you rotated from mid lane, right? You play mid lane first. You should learn easier champs, because Lillia is like very, honestly, she's pretty hard to pilot. If you like her, I mean, by all means keep playing her, but like there's a lot of mistakes you're making. Your entire playstyle is just wrong. Like you need to just farm. You're level 6, Singe is level 9. Look at his farm, look at his items. How can Singe be up 3 levels on you? Because you aren't doing what your champ excels at. Moving around the map, farming, grabbing crabs in the river. Sure, you can grab the dragon river because you have water walking and you don't want to find the river with your stacks, whatever. But you're not even like, besides the dragon, like, you're just not even farming. Like, you're just walking around. Like, you're literally walking around. And Jax is first on every camp compared to you. Here, sure, we steal some baby crush, level 7. We have our gold spend, we're being aggro, that's great. You have a good mentality, but you're just doing it at the wrong times. You need to be farming your camps before you go for it. Now, if you're out of base, sure, and you like bullied him a bit, that's good. But the other plays before that, like you should have easily been a lot more aggressive and farmed your camps before you went for X and Y play, whatever. So it's good. You actually start invading now, and then you see a play mid. This is how you play. You invade, get your stacks, look for a play. Maybe he doesn't die, but whatever. Maybe he does die. You get a good W. That's very well played. And I assume you're actually going to live here too, if you hit this max range Q.
Yeah, I get him too.
Like, do you see this entire... You look like a diamond player. This entire... I'm not kidding. From this sequence, to here, that looks like a diamond jungler. I'm not even trolling, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, so the reason why I told you, like, that I primarily play Lillia, the best team fights and solo fights and, like, 1v2 skirmishes I've, like, ever done has been when Bel'Veth first came out, which is, like, you know, whatever. When Zeri first came out, which is, like, everybody was doing good, and Lillia. And so I think, I mean, not that my mechanics are any good, but I think they're definitely better than my macro. I tend to rely on them too much and end up just, like, for example, the last time I was in his blue, I end up just chasing fights because I feel like that's a better use of my time than, in my mind, mindlessly farming camps. You know, which obviously doesn't make sense, but
yeah, because
I keep chasing the play I just did in mid. You see what I'm saying? So I end up throwing away a lot of time hoping that'll happen.
Yeah, I see. But I don't like this. This blue buff is really bad because do you know they have no vision of you? No pink words here, no words here, no pink word anywhere. Because their ball can just move here and kill you. Like, you have no smite, you're 200 HP. You have no pink word, you have no sweeper. Just do the crab. Just farm the crab. Do raptors for your item. I think it's what, 1465, something like that. ACB 1265, 200. Yeah, it's for like 1465, I assume. Do this reset, and then I think dragon's gonna spawn soon. Change my map. Yeah, dragon's up in 2 minutes. Like, this is your next few minutes. Like, it's just so perfect for you. It's insane. Look at this.
Yeah, I didn't even look at it like that.
Reset. Run here. Gank. Invade? No? Question mark? Okay, safer play. Farm these 2 camps. Go here. And you might be, I don't know, maybe you'll be level 9. Like, you have to do all of this. You have to calculate your next minute and a half as a jungler.
Okay.
Like, that's why jungle is just so much harder than every other role. You have to know what is your next move every single time. Whereas laner is just laning. Like, it's just using their spells in X sequence, win the ward, etc. for jungle ganks. Or laner roams or support roam, whatever. Jungle, you have to, like, know all these different things. And I'm looking at your game. I'm thinking this, reset. Leandri's run top side. I have a minute before dragon spawn. Can I make a play here? Can I invade, whatever? Or do I just sack dragon, play first top side camps, whatever? Like, do you understand that now? Like, it's not just farm or invade for fun. Like, you are on a timer right now. Jax is on the map first. His teammates can kill you here. You lose infinite. You won't get your Leandri's out of base because you died at their blue buff. You didn't die, but I'm saying it's a possibility, right? And now you're overstayed mid lane. And to be honest, this looks like a lost fight. Like, you have so much gold.
It is.
Your mid laner has a blasting one and 4,000 gold. Have you pressed tab this entire game? I don't know. I can't see the live VOD, right? But your mid has a,
Other than tracking
blasting
CS,
one.
no, I haven't looked at items. Yeah, that's huge.
He killed Irelia. Like,
and I have 150 gold shutdown.
Exactly. Like, he killed Irelia, and he even reset like several times. Like, this guy is just, you're so weak right now. Even though you're strong, you're weak because you didn't reset and you're overstayed. And I guess what's going to happen? You might die or burn flash. Like, just how the games go bad. Every single person I coach in this elo. Like, you made a play here. That looks diamond. And now you made a play here that looks bronze. Do you see why?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. And you just keep throwing away. I get it.
reset, farm top to bot, or just go top into gank top. And yeah, just games like that. Like, just line up your next play. Think, if you don't know, just go with the flow, and eventually you'll start thinking a bit more. Like, do you want to play for top or
I
bot?
often run into I often run into like, it's like you know, the issue of like too many options.
Yeah.
So you know, when I'm coming back on the map, especially, I think my worst moments are coming back on the map, because it's like, okay, right, like you said, playing jungle, there are, I mean, infinite amount of ways that you can come back on the map every time you base. Versus like when I used to play mid lane, all that you have to think about is, okay, you know, am I winning lane? Can I get prio in lane and then just rotate? If not, okay, I'll just like farm under tower. It's like that easy, you know. But in jungle, it's like, oh, which side do I go up? If I have both sides that have camps, you know, it's just, I don't know.
Right. I understand.
It's not easy.
It takes some getting used to, but that's how the game is. So this is another play that does nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
What is the most valuable thing on the map right now?
I think Dragon and Jax, right?
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad you brought up Jax as well. Jax is a more important kill, and it's Dragon. Why? That's your smite secure on the neutral. No neutrals up, buffs are the most important. No buffs up, crabs are the most important. No important camps up, then it's probably playing for towers, plates are gone by now, whatever. So
the reason I chased Jinx here is because she had a shutdown. That was like my mindset in that moment. I was like, okay, you know, if I can just slow her down enough, I can get that 500 gold shutdown and clear my bot side and jungle, or and Dragon and reset. Like in my mind, even though Jax is a more important position there, I feel like he's worth nothing, so I don't chase him. It's like it keeps going back to just, you know, like fiending for fights, I guess.
Ult, you don't have flash, how do you get a guaranteed kill?
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
It's not a guaranteed kill. She's pretty fed. You don't have your E anymore. And you should just be pushing mid for Dragon if you want to do your red buff. Or, I mean, you should push bot, but... So, I mean, I see the angle, but it's like...
Well, and I threw my smite away here.
Yeah,
like I didn't have 2 smite.
Sorry, what?
I threw away my smite for this kill, too.
Oh, well...
You see what I'm saying? So, either way, it's like it slows down the play on Dragon at least.
It's fine, but the fact is you literally just died twice straight without doing a single camp. That's the point I'm trying to make at. This gameplay is just like, look at this. You go mid lane here, you die. Now look at your movements. You're not playing jungle. Like, push mid, get prio, go for Dragon. You can't go for Dragon, farm your camps before you can. Like, you need to just... You can get these kills whenever you're fed. Like, you're strong. I understand you barely kill her, but what if she didn't die here? This could be game-losing play, right? Just farm, push waves. Post 14 minutes is when you want to push waves to get more gold XP, right?
Yeah, towers are weaker too.
Yeah, 100%. But mostly just pushing for the prio because she one-shot the waves as Lillia. But either way.
Yeah.
We had the first Dragon. Okay, we run out of base. We're 1 camp off level 9. And then what am I watching yet again?
Yeah, it's literally the same
You're playing
fight.
Team Deathmatch, Call of Duty. Like, this is not jungle.
Yeah.
I'm glad you killed this guy, but like, I assume you're gonna die here again. I mean, if this already, like, this, you're telling me this is one of your best games you've played. I haven't seen you do a camp in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Is this jungle?
100%.
I'd literally just farm a camp, push a wave. If I can rotate or do Dragon, I do. If not, your game style is like Warwick jungle. You should really just play Warwick jungle if I want to play jungle and max W. Like, Lillia is a scaler, one of the fastest clears in the game, one of the best moves. Like, you are trying to stack your blue smite and finish. You're gonna move around the map faster and like moving pressure. And then once that's complete, sure, chase enemy team all you want, but you are just look at your farm.
Yeah, I'm like too obsessed with fighting. 100%.
If you want to fight, at least get a level or like stack your Q or like make sure you have all your gold spent at a base. But at least stack your Q a bit before you run the enemy team and die for the 4th time straight. Either way, let's see what we do this time, hopefully. Okay, we do a camp finally, that's nice. We have prio mid. We haven't done a camp in so long, might as well do it, but you could have easily gone mid tower or gold here because then no one's mid lane, so you should know they're maybe on Dragon, which I guess you assume they are. You run at them again. No ults, no nothing. Caitlyn's still pushing bot. Also, you should have sweeper at this point on yellow wards, so you've had this entire game.
Yeah, I'm terrible at buying wards.
Do you see how bad this is?
Yeah,
You're just
it's
walking
literally just
around.
bleeding the clock.
Just
Yeah.
farm. Just farm. 2 camps for level 10. Just farm. You're the same level as your ADC this game, who has 4 deaths,
Yeah.
who's been farming bot the entire game. That's really big, but like you don't have flash, you don't have ults. Like you have to just farm your camps and then go to their jungle. You have permaprio everywhere. All their towers gone, bot towers down top. They only have mid tower, and that shit's gone now too.
Right.
You got a kill on Xerath. Awesome. What are we gonna do with this kill? Let's see. What you should do here is we just push bottom. Like
Yeah.
there's
Right. And if
just
they come up, then I fight. Yeah, 100%.
you're watching an enemy team, hoping they disconnect into you. Which again, this elo they might, yeah, but like you're not even pushing out waves or taking camps. Now we go to blue finally, which we don't even do. We go dragon instead, which is fine. But like you have to understand, you need to push waves as Lillia. Farm, push. Those are her 2 biggest flaws, and I assume these are like very weak as well. But that's the whole point of incorporate or transitioning to jungle.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like one thing I definitely have to work on is side laning as jungle. You know, because I tend to focus so much on just playing the neutrals and trying to like trying to not group like as in 5v5, you know, but always trying to get like a numbers advantage in lane instead of going to the side lane where nobody is and just pushing
Yeah,
waves
especially in
out.
this elo where everyone is like they're always going to be grouped mid lane doing nothing.
Yeah.
Is your second item Rylai's here?
I think I went cosmic.
You have
I always debate. I always no. Yeah. No. Rylai's. I wanted
okay.
the
Do
slow.
you have enough gold for Rylai's right now?
Yeah. 1665.
So why are you farming your camps? Don't you want to be on the map
there's nothing to
as
get
strong
there.
as possible? Spend your gold and then get your red buff, and then you're 10 times stronger
Right.
on the map with. Whereas like you're grabbing red and resetting, it's very like random. You know what I mean? Like.
What
red
do you
buff?
what do you
Oh,
think
no.
between like going? Yeah. It gets worse.
So
I'll stop.
sorry. Go ahead.
What do you think between going Cosmic Drive first or Rylai's? I know the slow is typically better like in the team fight, but there's something that feels so nice about the movement speed from Cosmic. Especially like playing against Singed in that game.
I haven't played Lillia enough, but I like both items
Okay.
to be honest.
Okay.
If I don't have if I don't have Red Smite, yeah, I wouldn't go Rylai's. So if I do have Red Smite, I wouldn't go Rylai's, but since you don't have it, I think Cosmic's better first. I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Like
Okay,
anything,
okay.
it doesn't really matter what you build on Lillia. Like I like Leandre's
Yeah.
Rush. I don't like Demonic Rush. I actually like this better, but
And I never build Ludens. I don't know. I cannot remember the last time I built Ludens. Even on squishy targets, I always prefer the burn. I don't know if that's completely wrong.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like your item build doesn't matter. Like there's so many more bigger flaws in your gameplay.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
example, so I don't want to like cut you off with like this conversation doesn't matter. You probably unironically know as much as I do what the better item for Lily is. The problem here is again, you reset. Sorry, you do your red buff, which is already a mistake, right? The problem is you made a play bot side, right? So this entire quadrant of the map should already be gone if like the play was good. The problem is you never farmed these camps, now you're gonna farm them later. And now that like let's say you didn't, you made a play bot side. The neutral's gone bot side. What neutral's up top side and what buff is up top side? These two are lined up together. So you should have already farmed these camps before the fight bottom because you'd be strong with your red buff, right? And then you'd be resetting with all your gold spent playing for the top side. The problem is you're walking from bot to top, which is the biggest mistake a jungler can make. Unless you're full clear and it's like early game and there's like no fights or whatever. But once it's mid game and double neutrals are up, even though Rift 2 is not that great, but like it still lines up with your blue buff, right? So after a huge play, like a huge fight and you have this much gold, never walk quadrant to quadrant. Never walk right to left to right ever.
Okay.
It's fine to take his camps and your camps. This is already like an overstay. I talked about this.
Yeah, top down is different. Yeah, for sure.
It's so bad.
Okay.
Because now like they're gonna be out of base, right? They can all be top side. And now if there's a play top side, you're on the map with 2k gold about to fight them.
Yeah.
So you've
And
locked
Baron's
yourself
coming.
in. It's kind of how like laners locked themselves into lane after making like a mistake where they over push, fuck up a slow push, whatever. You're doing the exact same thing but in jungle. Because now, oh, the crab is up. I need to play for this crab for my gromp. I have so much gold, doesn't matter. I'm so strong.
Yeah.
Like, and then, oh, our teammates are fighting. Oh, I have to go help them. I have 2k gold. You're useless. Jax, literally, let me just show you like how important this is. Jax is only down 1,000 gold on you right now, and he's 1-7. So if there were a fight to be topside, Jack, even though he's down 2 levels, only down 1k gold on you. Like, you aren't even that strong. Do you see that? Because he's out of base, and you're not. But yeah, that is...
Okay.
We get the reset off, but again...
I think it's also... Yep.
Half your buffs are wasted, right? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I think what tends to happen is I bleed the clock so much by trying to push fights like I did in bot, those 2 times with Jinx and Irelia, that then all of my camps are back up because I haven't been clearing for like half the game. So then I'm like, oh shit, I should probably be farming. So then I go wipe the whole jungle out and like not only lose my tempo, but I just hand it over to the other team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless these camps can be contested. Like, there's no reason to hit them whenever you want, right? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it snowballs your issues. I get it.
Gotcha. So, here we know their whole team's topside. Our team just got killed. Now you're strong, so like now you should be looking to fight. Like, yeah, it's a 1v3. I mean, you might even like win this, to be honest, if you play a bit better.
I forgot. I went.
Oh, there's 4 actually. Never mind.
No, it's alright. I still won.
The funniest part is like, I'm not even surprised because I know how strong you are right now, and now they're the ones with too much gold because you're out of base. You have 4k, 3.5k gold on Singed.
Yeah.
Like. Just goes to show how important out of base and how strong you are. Look at this. You play 1 before the enemy team, use a lot on your teammates, sure, whatever. And then, but you're fed out of base, they're not. And you just kill their entire team.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what you do here. There's a very distinct play that you should make that's very, like... Alright, what play should you have made, in retrospect?
Push Baron with Senna?
No, you should push top. Who's gonna push?
So why top versus mid there? Because I did go to mid to clear lane. Is it because Senna and Orianna are already mid, so go get solo XP up top?
You should always be pushing 3 lanes if possible, applying as much pressure as possible. Orianna shouldn't be mid lane 20 minutes. She should be side laning, even though she has no TP, whatever. Caitlyn, Senna should be mid lane, yeah, but now you're sharing gold and XP 3 ways rather than, you know, like look at this wave top lane, and there's a wave coming as well. So.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I would never have thought of that. That makes complete sense.
I'm telling you in this elo, you will be so fed after all the stuff I told you, like, if you just push side lane. Post 40 minutes, if there's no one pushing side lane, do it yourself. You're going to be... If you can do all the stuff I told you today, you'll probably hit gold. Because, like, you did some stuff that, like, other junglers don't even do in Diamond. Like, the way you pressure Jax off his top side, and then ganked mid and pressured mid and 1v2 them, or 2v2 them, whatever, I don't even see Diamond junglers do that. The issue is, like, your mistakes, the other stuff is just so out of touch with that play you made. Like, it's just so uncomparable. Because you really just run around. Like, here, you could, like, you know, do the wolves. Heal off the wolves. Stack your Q. Like, look at this game. They're just running at this guy again.
Yeah.
You're hoping he disconnects, or... Use your Q. Heal off the camps. You know, your Q heals you know that, right?
Yeah.
With your passive.
Yep.
So you're not even using it when you're running. Like, have you ever watched Doino play Hecarim? Every time he walks past the camp, he Qs it. Why? Q stacks. You're playing Lillia. You're running past the camp. You're chasing people. Q stacks and heal. Like, look at your gameplay. Does it look like you're trying to win? You killed him. Very nice. Would you ever actually kill this guy in a real game? Look at this.
Right. Yeah. No chance.
I'm going to throw my E's for 30 seconds until the enemy team is all up and takes my 1,000 gold shutdown. You know what I mean? Right. I'm pretty sure this is how you lose this game anyways. But you have what? 2k gold, you're running around, all their camps were up, you could have taken after killing their team, could have pushed top, got on like 2-3 ways, maybe even top tower for 600 gold. Side lane tier 2 is good 600 gold as well, so. Either way, we got to reset off. I assume you buy Rylai's here, you got the gold for it. You do, great. Should have bought a pink as well. Never leave base with this much gold, Jesus. Now another huge window arises, or I mean, what's the play here after grabbing Krugs?
Go straight top.
Come on.
No, grab bot lane. Yeah. Because they're fighting for no reason. Most likely, there's not going to be a Baron play.
If your entire team dies, I think you kill everyone at Baron because they use so much to kill your team. But I doubt they could ever win a 4. Like, any team can't win this game. Why? You're up 2 dragons. You're so fed. You're so far from top. The issue is you can never be here. You should just push ball.
And even if we lose the team fight, I take a tower, so it doesn't matter for me.
Yeah, unless they go Baron, then you rotate. Like, it depends how hard your team loses this fight.
Yeah.
But you're losing so much golden XP bottom and top. And like, this is how every Elo game goes. They don't ever go side lane. Kind of like the high Elo games in NA as well. But
yeah.
And now here you're gonna push mid lane,
now I'm
not
back to
chase.
chasing.
Just push mid.
Right.
You should have pushed 2 lanes bot, 2 waves a wave mid. Why? Because enemy team can't get anything. Because even though your whole team is dead, they have no waves to get anything except they can maybe contest Baron or start or whatever. But even then, you could probably kill their entire team if you play properly. Like, do you not see how fed you are right now?
Yeah, definitely.
You'd have to outplay, but
I have an entire item up on most of their team. Yeah.
You just need to push waves. Like, you're rotating these plays. Your team is not farming properly. Push 2 waves, rotate mid. They're dying, whatever. Push waves. Their enemy team's getting nothing. They can only contest. They can never actually get towers or anything else, really. And just running around here like, oh, it's 1v5. I can't really help them. And now I die. I mean, you should honestly die here, but...
I think I did it. Yeah. Boom. 1,000 gold.
The game's over here. Like, literally, because
gold
why?
Jax.
Bot lane's pushing. Imagine that TPs. They TP bottom. They grab this. They grab this. 2 objective bounties. They grab this. Now they're winning. You see that?
This is literally what happens after this. Yep.
You're not pushing. You need to push. You need to... The objective bounty here. You're on top side. You finally start stacking your Q before going to plays. Great. I mean, your red buff is up, but the action's top side, I guess. It's fine. No one pushed bot lane for the last 8 waves. Which you could have done a lot of time on your own. Because then the thing is, like, you guys also had golden XP. But enemy team was losing golden XP before that. They never crashed, right? So it goes both ways. If you're the only person in your game with 10 people doing this, you're going to climb the highest. You'll be in an elo where people don't, like, will start doing this. That's like a diamond plus thing. Even higher than diamond. People won't ever push side lane as jungle. Either way, we start Baron here. I assume you get it. Actually, they steal it. Or
yeah. Yeah.
So why start Baron?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you know, everybody knows that Baron's kind of like the most important, so I went straight for it.
You have no sweeper, you have no pink ward, mid lane is neutral. Literally, if you don't know what to do, go mid lane and press Q and push the wave and use your E, whatever. It's a bit hard as Lillia to go mid lane, she's better like a side lane champion. But since you never push bot lane, the wave's not going to slow push away, and your Caitlyn's top lane. So it's like, if you know what to do, push waves. If you do not know what to do in a game, push waves. And you'll climb. Because, like, look at this. Is anyone going to push from an enemy team?
Yeah.
They will never push.
They're just covering it.
If they push, they're like 40 seconds to push. Like, if you guys were on Baron, I'm pretty sure they'd just be running around like headless chicken anyways. But yeah.
Right.
I'll be honest, I think I've seen enough. Like, there isn't really... The mid-game, late-game macro, I mean, we're going to, like, skip over this stuff. Yeah, like, this is different. This play, Singe overextends, you hit your E. This is different. You don't have to push the wave here, because you have lethal. And this is good. This is a good look for you. Completely different. Because, again, they have Baron as well. They have the advantage on the map. This is good. But now the problem is, I will just run here and push this wave. You know where this wave is.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. Just push. Get something. Waves are basically a kill worth of gold at this point. Can't give you like 100 gold almost. Just running around looking for camps that aren't up. Why not push bot and then look for camps that could potentially be up? If they're not up, where we push bottom, and we look for the transition mid if we think we want to go 5v4 with Singe dead when they have Baron buff. Do you understand that?
Yeah, even when I pop off, like, for example, like my kills right now, right? I could have like twice the CS right now, half the kills, I'd still be just as fed, but I also wouldn't have as many bounties. Because I just keep throwing bounties away, you know, obviously because farm doesn't give you bounties like kills do, right? So...
Farms give you bounties too.
Huh?
Farms give you bounties.
But it's not as much as a kill, right? Isn't it like towers give you no bounty, farm gives you a bounty slow, something like that. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Either way.
Well, with the amount of deaths you have this game, you won't ever be worth a bounty. I mean, besides that like 651 you had, but yeah. And like I've seen 0-0 champs with bounties, so it's typically a mid game thing. But yeah, you can have a bounty if you don't die and you just farm all game. Either way, I mean, I think I know what the stuff you have to work on is like very obvious at this point.
Yeah. Yep.
So, is there any other questions, things you want to go over?
I mean, I guess like, well, you don't play Lillia, but
I played her the other day. I think forgot what account.
Okay, just one thing. I know one of her builds, she goes like Jack Show, and then another build, she goes Dark Harvest for her Keystone. But I literally never see a reason to play anything but Conquer ever since she was made Melee Champ. Do you ever build anything but Conquer? Like, I feel like it's just Conquer's so strong on her now. There's no reason to build anything else.
Unless
but it is
like
something that's played often.
Full squishy team where like Dark Harvest is good. But yeah, I played one game on her. I don't really play high elo anymore.
Yeah. And even in squishy comp, you pop them with W anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, I went Leandri's Demonic because they were tanky and melees this game. But I think in theory, just Leandri's is fine for like squishy. You can go like Dark Harvest, Leandri's.
And you don't build Sork Boots? You don't ever build Sork Boots?
This game, my gold was bad for Sorks. I went at 950 only.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I like Sorks a lot as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, looking back, I messed up. I'm the only AP on my team. I should go Sorks this game. I should have sold my boots for Sorks later on. Because if you're the sole AP, like Sorks is high value because they won't have MR, right? So.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Okay.
I think you know what you need to work on. So.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. It helps like 1,000 times more than just watching some guy on YouTube and hoping for the best.
Yeah, I appreciate it as well, man. So yeah, do everything I said, and then if you can play that aggressive, like the way you get out of base on that Jax timer at like level 7, you will easily hit diamond. If you just master the stuff I told you and like stop running around playing team deathmatch, 12 deaths every game, 8 deaths playing for fun, you can play aggressive. The thing is you have to know when to play aggressive, and I think today I like basically told you how and when you should play aggressive, right? Balance farming and ganking, get your level 6 early game. Post level 9 is when you should like doing your full clears most of the time if there's nothing else to do on the map, but there will always be stuff to do on the map. Again, I don't really recommend Lillia for this elo, but if you want to play her and you're having good success rate, feel free.
Yeah, I think I'll try her with the tips that you gave me and see if I'm improving at all. If I'm still shitting the bed, I'll just play something more simple until I climb.
Alright, sounds good, man. Best of luck, thank you for your time, and we'll keep in touch. Let me know if anything comes up, okay? I need help for it.
Alright, man.
Alright.
Alright, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
take care. Bye.